Hello, Zindagi. This is Chandrima Ray, who believes in shaking hands with life. Let's pep up the talk. Knock, knock, and their question has come. Ma'am, where all do we find happiness? You know, the questions that I receive, I just try to pick up the most relevant question of the week or the question that I am receiving. Sometimes 5 questions, sometimes 10 questions, sometimes 12 questions. So when I think, and on some of the topics I have already spoken, but this question I found very relevant, very, very relevant. Ma'am, what gives us happiness? I would say absolute happiness. So many things could give us happiness. But we have to be wise in choosing the source of our happiness, in finding the cause of happiness for us. What happens is sometimes we start comparing. All right, he has that, they have that, we don't have. That causes us unhappiness. And we try to buy that. We try to get that. We try to achieve, no matter how we try to achieve that, so that, it gives us happiness. But after we have bought it, we have got it, we have achieved it, we find it doesn't suit me. So, what gives happiness to one may not give happiness to the other. So, stop comparing. Happiness for me is a state of absolute bliss where we are not even thinking why we should smile. There is an inner surge of emotions, very positive emotions, a surge of very positive thoughts that propel us to move forward in life, that gives us a feeling, oh, everything is so beautiful around us. I would suggest, because this question has come from a teenager, I would suggest that right at this point, your happiness is in understanding that you will be influenced by many people from many angles, but do not try to fall into the trap of listening to anybody and everybody. So your happiness lies in the fact in having complete faith on your parents. And of course, sometimes, many a times I should say, friends act as a very, very positive force. So have a good set of friends around you. A related question was, we like going to the gym and we like go out driving, that gives happiness, and somehow वो पसंद नहीं आती है पेरेंट्स को. Parents want you to be happy, and you have to understand it's unconditional love that you are getting from them. Not because I am a parent myself, I'm saying that, but every child should understand it's unconditional love that you're receiving from your parents. That itself should give you a lot of happiness, a lot of contentment. That I have always somebody to fall back upon. Of course, you have to listen to them. There will be differences, children. You have to sit down, sort it out. Driving अच्छी लगती है, जिम जाना अच्छा लगता है. You can explain this. But if you are not 18, are you legally allowed to drive? That is the question. I don't think the school allows you to drive. There are so many erratic road accidents, and you fall into a legal hassle also, besides being physically injured if you meet with a road accident. You're a novice at driving. you need to grow up more, you need to attain that maturity, and the government gives you the license for driving. It gives you a driving license. As far as the gym is concerned, now this is a very childish question, but I do not consider my teenage students as childish or childlike. They are all young adults. I call them young adults because in a year or two, even the government feels, they have got the right to vote. So they have to be considered as very, very responsible. Children, do understand that you cannot equate happiness with freedom. I think the question that was coming to me is, we need to do what we want to do, and that gives us happiness. So it means you are seeking absolute freedom to have absolute happiness. Sometimes that too much of freedom, can cause you a lot of trouble. So I think there is a point where you need to hold back, think. If you do not have the maturity to think, have faith on your parents, have faith on all the well wishers who are asking you to curb your personal freedom a little at this point of time, so that you understand the actual meaning of freedom and you also know how to utilize the freedom in a very, very refined manner, so as to attain the absolute state of happiness and bliss. Children, it is always the fear, of losing out on freedom. Azadi. We have to understand the meaning of azadi, and then we have to equate it. We have to balance it with the sense of happiness. Only azadi, 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 freedom. And does that actually give us the entire happiness? Here the question that has been asked to me is, freedom will give us happiness. We are curbed of that. Hold back. You are young adults. The whole life is there in front of you. है ना? बहुत खूबसूरत है ये जिंदगी. That is why I keep shaking hands with life and say, hello Zindagi. Let's pep up the talk. Ciao. Till we meet again.